What do you see missing in this picture? Find it yet? Hot dog the size of my forearm? Check. Nacho platter meant for 4 people? Also check. Oh yeah, no silverware.
Time to initiate Plan B.
And go!
Hey, Chew Crew. I am here in Indianapolis, Indiana at Dick's Last Resort, about to take on their Big Meat Challenge. This is an impressive one. It's one of the first challenges in a while that I'm actually kind of nervous. Got butterflies in my stomach, but nothing else. I am very, very hungry. This colossus of a challenge starts with 2 giant New York strip steaks, a little over £1 a piece, I think. After that, I've got their 3-pound Macho Nacho platter, a foot-long chili cheese dog, 2 servings of their loaded mashed potatoes, 2 servings of broccoli, and a side salad. I've got 60 minutes to eat all of that. If I'm successful, I get the meal for free, and I get an awesome t-shirt to add to my collection. If I fail, I'm out $80. I've been saying I want to do a steak challenge for a long time, and now's my chance. So let's see how it goes, see if I can pull it off, or if this is just one giant mistake. Let's see.
While I had a full 60 minutes to eat all of this food, an absolute smorgasbord, the challenge record is held by Molly Schuyler, an absolute legend who crushed this in under 6 minutes. 6! If you look up the video, she barely chewed. It was impressive. So my original strategy doesn't deviate too much from how I've approached many of my other food challenges. Start with those delicious proteins first, work on the veggies and all the other carbs last. The problem, though, was that I was going to need a fork to eat that salad, that broccoli, those mashed potatoes. In the heat of the moment, however, I figured if worse came to worse and they didn't provide any silverware,
Can I have some silverware?
I have a perfectly good fork at the end of each one of my arms, and I'm not afraid to use them. With 9 items, or at least 9 plates or bowls worth of food to consume, I spent a lot of time before this challenge trying to figure out how best to order all the foods I was going to eat. This list shows what my initial strategy was. Armed with only a steak knife, my plans changed just a little bit. Mostly that I had to end up eating both steaks with my bare hands, which usually I'm kind of a clean eater. I don't like getting my hands too dirty. But as they say, desperate times call for desperate measures, and these steaks went down very easy, cooked medium rare, exactly how I wanted them to. Nice and juicy, fantastic grill marks, amazing flavor. At 3 minutes in, the silverware finally appeared at the table. At this point, however, I figured that with the steaks pretty much gone, I just had a few bites left, I might as well finish what I started, leveraging a little bit of those loaded mashed potatoes as a dipping sauce that added a little bit of lubricity to get the rest of this amazing steak down. Speaking of amazing meats, I hadn't tackled this much protein since I took on Tony's Butt Shack's Butt Buster Challenge in Illinois. A totally wonderful experience, by far the most barbecue I've ever attempted to eat in one sitting. If you didn't get your fill of meat from this food challenge, I'll make sure to link that video at the end of this one.
Oh my goodness.
You got a good picture?
Pretty sure I ordered the side salad.
Unbeknownst to me, the restaurant was about to start turning into a bit of a party. Turns out a softball team was in town and they decided to show me some love and do a little bit of a conga line while cheering me on as I moved over to the vegetable portion of the challenge.
Go Charlie! Go Charlie! Go! Go! Go Charlie! Go Charlie! Go! Go! Go Charlie! Go Charlie! Charlie! Go Charlie! Go Charlie! Go Charlie! You got this! Go Charlie! Go Charlie! Go! Go! Go Charlie! You got this! Charlie! Charlie! Go Charlie! Go Charlie! Go! Go! Go Charlie!
Rarely have I been to a restaurant with so much rowdy chaos. Although, considering I have 3 young kids, any restaurant I go to ends up being chaos. I just end up bringing it.
Having downed the 2 steaks and the chili cheese dog, this salad was extremely refreshing. While the meats were cooked perfectly and were phenomenal from a flavor standpoint, having something nice and light with not as much chewing was a welcome reprieve. At 5.5 minutes in, who shows up? Henry and Amelia, my hype crew, to give me some words of encouragement. Another one of the fun quirks that they do at Dick's Last Resort is making all of the patrons their own paper hats with lewd and obscene remarks on them. Henry's read, and I quote, "Litterbox Chocolate Eater." And as for Amelia, this is a family channel, so I'm not even going to repeat what they wrote on her hat, but let's just say it wasn't Disney approved. At 6 minutes in, Molly's record remains. The more pressing matter now is making sure these ultra-thick mashed potatoes and sides of broccoli got down before they got cold. The irony does not escape me that despite asking for silverware, I still went back to using my hands to eat this broccoli, which was phenomenal. I especially liked the butter sauce that was on it, but honestly, I don't think there's a butter sauce I've met that I don't like. We spent an extended holiday weekend in Indianapolis over the 4th of July, and it is a fantastic city, both for adults and kids. We spent one full day at the Indianapolis Zoo, which was absolutely incredible. The number of animals they had on display was excellent. We all got to enjoy an amazing fireworks display downtown in front of one of their large war memorials. And we spent the better part of the day at the Children's Museum, which, as the last fun fact explained, was the world's largest children's museum. And after walking around for several hours, I can attest, the family had an amazing time over that weekend. It was definitely one of those vacations, though, where you need a vacation after the vacation. After about 8.5 minutes, I made it to the final stop in this food challenge feast. The Macho Nacho platter. Clocking in at about 3 pounds. These ones were a ginormous heap of crispy chips loaded with cheese sauce, chili, jalapenos, sour cream, onion, salsa, and cilantro. The flavors were fantastic. Reminded me actually a fair bit about the nacho platter I attempted over in Davenport, Iowa. And I must admit, those nachos were much more macho-y than the ones here at Dick's Last Resort. But the ones in Iowa didn't also come with 2 steaks, a chili dog, 2 servings of broccoli, 2 servings of mashed potatoes, and a huge side salad.
That's amazing. Family, how proud of me? He's almost done. How proud of me? That is amazing. 10 minutes in.
Honestly, I think they were. I mean, how many dads do you know that can eat 9 plates/bowls worth of food, half of which were done without proper kitchen utensils? Looking back at how the challenge was actually playing out versus my initial strategy, there were a few tweaks here and there, but overall I was pretty darn happy with how it played out until this point. At the end of the day, my biggest concerns were jaw fatigue from getting through those steaks. I was hoping to be able to cut the pieces like a proper human to minimize the amount of chewing, but at the end of the day, using both my hands as forks, it played out pretty well. With or without silverware, would you have attempted this challenge eating these foods in a different order? If so, let me know. I'm always looking to improve how I take on food challenges. It's pretty rare moments in my fairly mundane life that I feel like an absolute rock star. But this was very good practice because, as it happened to be, my next challenge takes place at Rockstar Pizza, where everyone's a rock star. That is not a pizza. That is a mattress with toppings on it. 30 inches. Clocking in at just over 10 pounds. Pretty sure once they set that pizza down, the table filed for workman's comp.
This 30-inch pizza was the biggest one I've ever faced. But fortunately, I got to call in reinforcements and team up for my first ever team food challenge. Join the Chew Crew and I next week to find out if we have what it takes to devour this mega pizza, or if our eyes wrote a check that our stomachs just couldn't cash.
Charlie, 13:30. You did it. Do we have dessert? I wish I got that on camera.
Get a piece of cheesecake.
I know, on you guys. Your favorite cheesecake. Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed this challenge, check out the Tony's Buttbuster Barbecue video right here, or the Front Street Brew Pub 5-pound nacho challenge over here.
Loved all the crowd support. It was amazing.
The food's way better than the service.
I am fat happy, got awesome t-shirt, I got a signed certificate, getting some social media love, and I got the $80 meal for free. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, stay hungry.